Well, howdy, friends and family of Camp Unalaya. Max Clark here, the Executive Director, with a little video on how to pack your camper. Now, remember, there are 3 basic rules to pack in your camper, and these rules apply to the 6-day and the 4-day overnight res camp. Rule number 1 is pack with your kid. So what I want you to do is, when you're putting all this gear together, get your camper or campers with you so they understand the process and they know where all the things are in their bag. All right, rule number 2 for 6-day and 4-day res camp is pack used gear or cheap gear. You don't want to send your 4-day or your 6-day camper with the nicest camping stuff that you have. Older, the better. Now, here's a little side note on rule number 2. This is opposite of packing rules for your trip camper. So if you're sending a kid on trips, either teen adventures or excursions, you want to send the nicest gear that you have. You want, because it needs to, I mean, it really counts at that point. When you're in 4-day or 6-day, we're really looking more towards the fact that kids might get mixed up. And rule number 3 is put your camper's name on everything. Hey, listen up. If you care about something and you want to see it again, be sure you put your camper's name on it. All right, now that we have the 3 basic rules covered, let's get going on packing up your camper. All right, step number 1 is to go online and download our packing list and go ahead and print that off. Now you can find that on the right-hand column of either the 4-day or the 6-day res camp page. And click that PDF, download it, and print it out. Find a big open space, grab your kid, and we're gonna start spreading all of the gear out. That way we can see it, and we can count it and touch it, and then we'll put it all together into a bag. So, on our packing list, first thing is we're gonna focus on the upper body. So, 1 to 2 sweatshirts, 6 t-shirts, 1 rain poncho, and 1 pajama shirt. So let's get that all put together. Boom! All right. So how I've laid it out is that you can see every collar of all the shirts. So here's my shirts. I got my 1 pajama shirt, my 2 jackets, and a rain poncho. Now again, remember, used old gear, that's the best thing to send to camp. So I've got some old shirts here for our 6 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 2 different types of jacket here. So I've got just a regular old pullover hoodie, and then I got a zip up fleece to stay warm at night. And then over here, we've got the 1 pajama shirt, so pajama shirt to sleep in at night. And then regular old rain poncho for inclement weather. Now, this is a nice way to lay it out because you can take your Sharpie and very easily write the name on the back side of all of your clothing of your camper. So let's take a second now and use a Sharpie and label all of your kids' stuff. All right, boom, it's all folded, and we're gonna take a look at the next section on the packing list. So the next section, lower body, 2 to 3 athletic shorts, 1 pair of sweatpants or athletic pants, 6 pairs of underwear, 1 to 2 swimsuits, and 1 pajama pant. So let's go gather up that stuff and lay it out, and we'll label it. Boom. Okay, so we got our lower body here. 1 pair of swim trunks, 2 pair of athletic shorts, 6 pairs of underwear, and 1 pair of athletic pants, and 1 pajama bottom. And again, laid them out in front. So 1, I can see it all and touch it all. And then number 2, I have access to all the tags, and I'm gonna take my Sharpie and I'm gonna write my kid's name on every piece of clothing. You can even add a phone number. That is like the fail-safe. Okay, so I'm gonna start labeling and get them folded up. Okay, we've got those all folded up and labeled, and we're gonna move on to footwear. So let's take a look at the packing list here. 1 to 2 water shoes / sandals. Now, there's a couple of ways to go about this. 1, like I said in rule number 2, old and used gear. So you can use a pair of old sneakers and that'll work fine as water shoes. You don't have to go out and buy a pair of water shoes at Walmart or whatever. But if you do, be sure that it has a heel strap, right? So flip-flops don't count as water shoes. Those aren't going to be allowed. But anything with a heel strap, so like a Chaco sandal or a Keen sandal, or Tiba or any of those others, those are great. Those work fine. But if you don't have a heel strap like a flip-flop, that's just a safety thing with walking around camp. Okay, 1 to 2 tennis shoes, and I would err on the side of 2 on this one. 6 pairs of socks, and then 1 backup pair of shoes. Can you see a trend here? There's almost as many shoes as there is days in the week, and that has to do a lot with our environment. So remember, the waterfront is like the most popular thing at camp. We're in Wisconsin, we're in lake country, we're also in the summer where it likes to rain, and what happens is kids' shoes are gonna get wet. It's not if, it's when. And so what you don't want to do is send your kid with 1 pair of sneakers and maybe 1 pair of sandals, because the sneakers are going to get soaked and then they're in sandals all week long, and maybe they haven't broke their feet in and they start getting abrasions or blisters or something. So you want to have a bunch of different shoes. And the other thing is, once the shoe is wet, it's never going to dry at camp. Your kid is only here for 5 nights and 6 days, or in case of 4-day camp, even less. And with our humidity, there's just no way that those shoes are gonna dry out. So once they're wet, they're wet. You wanna err on the side of sending more. So let's go find some shoes and lay them out. Alrighty, so here we go, footwear. I've got my 2 pairs of sneakers. 1 pair is kind of like a boot and the other looks like sports. And then these are gonna be my designated water stuff here. So this could serve as either my backup pair, and I've obviously got some water shoes. And these are great. These are like Walmart, whatever, elasticy thing, so fun. And it's got the nice tread, and obviously the heel's covered too. What I did for this video, I just went to Goodwill and literally bought all these shoes for like $8. And the nice part about that idea is your kid comes to camp, wears them, they get wet and, you know, stinky, and then when you come home, you just throw them out, you know, so that's kind of disposable. But if you send your own stuff, be sure to label it. So what we're gonna do with all this gear, and even on the socks, remember, if you wanna keep socks ever, put labels on it. Let's get this all folded up and packed away. Boom! All right, so we are ready to go. Names on all our gear. Now we're moving on, so let's review. We got our packing list again. The miscellaneous gear. So this is kind of everything else. 1 sleeping bag and pillow with twin size sheet to cover the mattress. And I'll give you a shot of the sleeping quarters so you have an idea of what we're talking about here. Personal hygiene, so towel, shampoo, soap, whatever else your kid needs to stay hygienic. Hat and sunglasses, so again, we get a lot of sun, so I'll be sure we're covering that. A water bottle, and then flashlight or headlamp, and be sure you pack extra batteries. So let's go hunt all that stuff down and we'll lay it out on our table. Boom! All right, so we found all the stuff. So let's go through the list here. Sleeping bag, so I've got my sleeping bag here. Now, you do not want to send your kid with the Arctic tundra -40-degree sleeping bag. That's gonna be way too hot. What you're shooting for is like a 30-degree bag. I would say a 20-degree bag is still a little too much. 30 degrees or greater. So think of like sleepover at a friend's house type of sleeping bag. Nothing too crazy. So, sleeping bag, and I always recommend putting a stuff sack around your sleeping bag. Now, you might have one of those like old, you know, the Coleman flannel with the roll up. That's fine too. If you can find a sack to go over it, great. If not, I mean, who cares? Send your kid to camp. It's gonna be fine. That's what I camped with when I was a kid. The old Coleman. But anyhow, so this one's just a regular synthetic, and it's in a stuff sack. Now, stuff sacks are great. You can buy them online on Amazon for like $5. So there you go. I got a pillow, and let's see what else. Water bottle, we want a 32-ounce minimum. All my hygiene stuff, and then again, Walmart or any store sells these nice little see-through bags. Great to have in there, and you can label that, so that's good. We've got a hat and sunglasses, so hat and then sunglasses. And you know, of course, I always recommend aviators because they're cool and people will respect your authority. So there you go. So always looking good at camp. Flashlight, yep, it works, great. And a headlamp. There you go. Extra batteries. Now, something that's pretty smart that you can do is if you've got like AAA here and AAA here, bingo, 1 pack of extra batteries. Kids need flashlights, definitely at camp, because at night, I mean, some of the paths are not lit and they're gonna go through the woods, or you have to go to the bathroom, or they have to play lightsabers around the campfire. I mean, these are have-tos, so you know, you want to be sure you're armed and dangerous with your lightsaber. So there you go. Extra batteries, because generally your kids are going to burn through it pretty quick. Now the headlamp is great. This is hands-free light, and so if your kid's old enough to handle that, a headlamp, purchase one. And then Walmart has these for like 10 bucks. And they're like Energizer brand or something. They come with batteries, and I think that's a pretty good deal. I actually packed, this is mine, it's a black diamond and it's waterproof, and that's a little more of the high end. So that violates rule number 2. Don't send that. You want to send the cheapo. But okay, so now as a parent, I want to see all this stuff back. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take the Sharpie and I'm gonna write my name and phone number on all this stuff. Now, especially my sleeping bag, because I spent a little bit of money on the sleeping bag, so I'm gonna make sure the name is all over that. It's on the sack, it's on the sleeping bag itself, everything. I'm gonna write my name on it and go from there. Now, remember, in that list we mentioned the twin bedded sheet. So that twin sheet, a fitted sheet, that's more of a comfort piece. It's not necessary that you do that, but if you do pack that, check it out. You got a stuff sack right here. You can just stuff it in there with the sleeping bag. It's all in one place. Boom, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna label this stuff and get ready to go. Boom. All right, so we'll review the packing list again. Now we are down to the optional / additional items here. So number 1, spending money for camp store. Now remember, when you sign up and register online, you can put store money in, and definitely recommend doing that as opposed to bringing some cash to camp. But you know, if you forget to do that, you can bring some cash. Camera or journal, I would go with the disposable camera if you want to capture some memories. Don't send anything expensive electronics or anything like that. And then a journal. You know, some kids like to write. When I was a kid, I probably burned my journal to roast a marshmallow or something, so I don't know. Bug spray / net. Now I would just go with the bug spray. And there's 2 ways to go about this. One is the natural, DEET-free, natural protection, okay? And then the other is like industrial jungle warfare DEET to the maximum. It's up to you what you want to do. 1 probably doesn't work. 2 probably is poisonous. I don't know. It's up to you. I use this because I don't like getting bit by mosquitoes, but I also use this because I like natural stuff. So I don't know. It's a horse apiece, as they say in the Northwoods. A horse apiece. We got SPF 30. That works fine. We have some sunscreen. Let's see, we got some personal fun things. So of course I'm gonna bring my camp whoopee cushion just cause, and a pack of cards to play around the campfire. Now there's some other things you can bring, fishing gear, anything else you wanna do to experience camp to its fullest, that's great. Remember, whatever you bring, label it with your name and your phone number. That way, if it ever gets lost, we know whose it is. Okay. But I'm not gonna bring all that stuff because camp's got everything I need, and so I'm just gonna put that all together. And now it is time to fit all this into sacks and bags. So the number 1 thing here is to think like a kid, and hopefully you still have your kid with you and you're packing the bag with them so they know where everything is going in their bag. All right, so let's review. I'm gonna bring a couple of bags that I recommend that you have ready to go. So let me get those real quick. Okay, so let's talk bags. we're gonna need a couple of different types of bags to put all this together in a good way for kids. So number one, we need a bag to put all the clothing in. So for that, I've got a regular old sports duffel and again, a Goodwill bag. Number two, we are gonna need a backpack. So what I've got here is an old backpack. Remember, rule number two, and it's double whammy. So it's old and it's Outdoor Products, which is a Walmart brand. So it's cheapo at the same time. So that is perfect. That's like an A+. All right, now, if you guys can swing it, try to send them with something kind of designed outdoorsy. But look, folks, if all you've got is their school bag, that's fine too. But all we need is a backpack. Okay, those two bags are our most important bags. Another one, this is more optional, but I think it is an A+ move if you do this. This is a great idea. Having what I call an over sack. So a sack that's gonna you can carry everything in. That way when you show up to camp, you literally have one bag. One bag goes in, one bag goes on the bus. It's really simple and a really good idea. Couple of options for that. So here we go. We've got the old classic Duluth pack here made of canvas. If you've got one of these, kudos to you. That's pretty cool. But if not, here's something you can buy. This is just a regular old Army surplus duffel bag. I get these online, 10 to 15 bucks. And here's a little history for you. This is literally the one I took on my first trip to summer camp, to YMCA summer camp. I took this and this was my whole bag. I didn't have any of the other ones, I just had this. And it was great. So I still have it and I still used it all through college, so it's a good purchase. 10 bucks, 15 bucks, something like that. You want the one that's 5,000 cubic inches or more. Okay, so there you go. Now, let's start putting all this together in a meaningful way. Okay, so what I've got the clothing bag first, and we're gonna start with that. What we're gonna do is put everything in. You gotta think like a kid. So some parents like to really cute, you know, bundle up Monday, and it's got shorts and a shirt and some socks and it's all bundled up and it's just so cute. It's this little package. It just doesn't work. The kids get here and they're ripping bags apart and they're trying to find one thing because all they need is a shirt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep it simple. KIS, keep it simple, folks. We're gonna do just like we did, upper body, lower body, so forth, so on, in kind of compartments. So let's start with upper body. Okay, just put in, I got my 6 shirts, got my jackets. Okay, got my jackets in there. Now we're gonna move on to the lower. Okay, so I put all the lower body stuff in, and it's all kind of just in columns so kids can open the bag and look at it. Now remember, rule number 1 was have your kid with you, so hopefully they are putting this stuff in there so they know exactly where it's at. All right, let's move on to our shoes. Now remember, when you're putting shoes in the bag, you can match them up like this and kind of smush them and they'll fit even better. All right, cool. So here we go. We've got lower body, upper body, everything packed in here, and the shoes. And so we're gonna move on to the rest of the stuff. So what we wanna pack, you know, if you've got a bag with some pockets, put all the miscellaneous gear in the pockets. All right, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, bug spray. More bug spray, sunscreen, flashlight, deck of cards, whoopee cushion, headlamp, extra batteries. Fits all in one. Okay, I've got a couple more things. So I got an open pocket with the hat. Super sweet Authority sunglasses, and my 32-ounce water bottle. Okay, get that in there, and I'm gonna close that up. So, bingo. all of the clothing stuff is done in our little duffel bag here. Now what moving on to is the backpack. Now I saved a couple of things. Special for the backpack, and I'm gonna explain why here in a second. So what do I have in the backpack? I've got my pajama top and I got my pajama bottom. I've got my towel, all my toiletries, my soaps. So I got some soap and shampoo, and it's really the best thing for this, send them with some stuff from the hotel. All right, you don't want to send like a big old thing of it, just some old hotel ones. If you do send it cheap stuff, and you know, a scrubby. I got an extra Ziploc bag just in case kid needs it. Okay, so all this stuff is gonna go into my backpack. Why? Because the backpack is gonna be my kid's bag for the bathroom, bag for shower time. That way it's really simple. What the counselors are gonna do is they're gonna line up all the kids when it's shower time, and they're gonna say, all right, everybody, get your toothbrush, toothpaste, everything you need, get your towel, get your change of clothes, get everything you need, because we're gonna go to the bathroom and we're gonna shower up and shut her down for the night, okay? So that's what the counselor says. So then your kid is all pumped. All right, great. And it's really simple for them because they've got their their bathroom bag is all ready, and they can put, you know, they can put their towel, they got their PJs ready to go, they've got soap and junk, everything is in here, and there's enough room. They could put, say like in the morning if they want to go change in the bathroom, they could put their change of clothes, their boots or whatever into their little backpack. And remember, halfway through the week, on Wednesday, we're gonna use the same backpack and go on a little hike out, overnight backpacking camp out. So good, it's a multi-purpose thing here. So, okay, so we've got the bathroom bag and it's all packed. Let's buckle that up. Boom. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have right now. So we've got the clothing bag, we've got bathroom bag, pillow, and sleeping bag. So the grand finale, folks, we've got right now 3 bags. The grand finale is we're gonna put it all into the Uber bag, the Uber sack, okay? All right, so like I said, one of these old duffel bags is a really good purchase, cheap, and I'm gonna use this to demonstrate instead of the Duluth pack, because it's much more likely that you have this than a Duluth pack, because the Duluth packs, they run like 200 bucks or something. So, okay, so I got my big sack. I'm gonna put everything in it. It's really simple. Boom. All right, it is all packed up, and there's only one thing missing. I gotta put my name on my Uber bag. Joking, so, okay, Sharpie, I'll get my name on there. So that's how you pack a kid. I'll do a brief section here on how do you unpack a kid and best way to get them moved into their cabin or their bunk. And the nice part about this sack again is we can use it as a dirty laundry bag as well, all right? Okay, so we're moving in. We've got our kid's bag, and basically the setup here at Unalaya is bunk beds. So we've got a lower bunk bed, twin size mattress, and an upper bunk bed, twin size mattress, and of course ladders and so forth. So again, that twin size sheet, that fitted sheet, that would go over this, totally optional. All right, so now I've unpacked everything. I'm not gonna go into too much detail here. You guys can figure it out, you're adults, on how to unpack it. But again, rule number 1, be sure when you're packing your kid into camp that you're doing it with them. So again, they know where everything is. So I got my bag of clothes. That's gonna slide under my bunk on my side. Got my bathroom bag. Boom. I'm gonna set my sleeping bag up. I got a pillow. And then what do I do with this sack right here? I'm gonna show you. That's why I recommend these. I mean, totally buy them, totally get one. On my bunk, I can swing this around. boom. And I can hook that onto any leg of the bunk here. But basically, that's my dirty clothes bag. So as a kid gets dirty and their clothes, boom, go in here and separated from the clean clothes, hanging there. Little life hack for you. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. How to pack your 4-day or your 6-day camper. Remember, if you have any questions about this, feel free to call camp at any time or shoot me an email. Everything's online there too, so feel free to contact us right away and we will see you at camp. See ya.